pressure. Air pressure was first measured by Evangelista Torricelli in 1643. He invented the mercury barometer. In 1648, Blaise Pascal took one of his mercury barometers and brought it up the Puy de Dôme, a mountain in France. He found out that the air pressure dropped when at higher altitudes. In the 17th century, Otto von Guericke, a German mayor, did many experiments with air pressure. One of his most famous experiments was done with two hollow bronze bowls. He put them together and removed the air from them. When he confronted the emperor, he showed them that two teams of horses could not pull them apart. When he put the air back in them, they were easily separated. The air pressure outside the bowls kept them tightly together. Air pressure is measured in newtons per square meter, kilograms per square meter, or dynes per square centimeter. The air pressure at sea level is 100,000 newtons per square meter, or 14.7 pounds per square inch. Nobody feels the air pressure because air pressure is given off from the people, which balances it. Air pressure changes every day. The changes are signposts for what the forecasting the weather will be like. The weather is determined by the air pressure. So if air pressure gets higher, that usually means that storm clouds, rain, or snow are going to come. If it gets lower, that usually means that normal weather is going to come.
The gingivitis and periodontitis. The next one shows how many times a year you should visit the dentist and how many times a day you should brush your teeth. And it shows proper things like toothpaste, toothbrush, and dental floss. This one shows how the teeth are lined up in the jaw. This one is a model. And these two represent like one, what happens when you don't brush your teeth, which would be this one. And one that's clean, what happens when you do brush your teeth, would be that one.
This shows how the blood flows through the valves and goes into other parts of the body. My posters show the inside and the outside of the heart, CPR, how they breathe, how they make the airway open so you can breathe into it, how you breathe into it, and how you push on the chest to make it heart beat. This poster shows the modern telescope and the early telescope. The heart has to pump about 2.5 billion times a day and has to pump about 450 pumps of blood a day.
And my project is on the eye. In my 3D model, you can see the cornea, the pupil, the iris, the lens, the dendrites, and the optic nerve, and the retina here. These are cat's eyes. You can see the brain, the spinal cord, and the two eyes. This is how vision looks in 3D. Your left eye sees this image, your right eye sees this image, and combined you have this. This is what the normal eye looks like. This is what the nearsighted eye looks like. It's too long from front to back. And this is what a far-sighted eye looks like. It's too tall from front to back. This is astigmatism looks like. Astigmatism is a regular eye, but the cornea is bumpy, so you have blurred vision in that spot. And over here, I don't know if you can see it. This is what reading in bifocals looks like. The bottom part is for reading, and the top part is for seeing far away. So if you have, because that's with a presbyopia, you usually get bifocals, because like instead of having two glasses, it's easier to have bifocals.
Presenting the shark with its fins.
First, you start out with the dorsal fin. This allows the shark to swim in it up and down. And then the second dorsal fin, which most fish don't have, is like a helper to the to move up and down. Then there's the pectoral fin. This fin makes it makes it steady in left and right motion. And to swim, most fish have to wriggle their entire body from side to side, but the shark gets all the power it needs from the caudal fin alone. And then there's the gills. With the gills, most fish can just have the ability to pump water over their gills, but the shark doesn't. It has to constantly swim with its mouth open and force water over its gills, because it would either die or suffocate and sink to the bottom. Then there's the eyelids. A shark has 3 eyelids. One on the top and the bottom like humans do, and then a third eyelid that covers the whole eye and protects it. Then after we have all those pieces of the shark, they got a relative of the great white shark that lived 300 million years ago. It had jaws big enough to swallow this car, and still plenty of room more for another one. Then it actually had teeth 7 inches long, and there's a paper right here, picture
bicycles. These are my posters that I made, and this is my bicycle, which I built out of different parts I have in my yard. I built this bicycle and I wrote this report, and I did my report on bicycles.
And these are neuron cells, and a whole bunch of these make up one nerve. And this part of the brain is the cerebrum, and it controls like your senses and everything you do. And this part of the brain is the cerebellum, and that controls your muscles to make sure they move smoothly. And that part right there is the medulla, and that controls all your involuntary works, like your heartbeat and when you breathe at night. And this right here is your spinal cord, and all your nerves branch off of that so you can feel and move. And then right there is the brain, and right there is the brain coming off the spinal cord. And that is it.
This is my project of Jupiter and its 4 moons. This is the Great Red Spot, and Jupiter's the biggest planet. It can fit 1,400 Earths in it.
My name is Steven Musin. I'm doing my report on automobiles, and this is the fuel system. You fill your tank up and it goes down this tube, and the engine feeds on the fuel to make a car go.
My subject was on paint. Paint is made from pigment, which is a powder. It's made from grinding pigment, resin, and liquid into a fine paste by the tumbling action of pebbles in a roller mill. After the pigment has been ground, more resin is added, and the paste is pumped from the mill and strained. In a holding tank, the color is adjusted by adding shading paste. Then the mixture is thinned with a solvent. And this is a color wheel, and that you can take 2 different colors and make it come out to a color that you'd like for, like, if you were painting your house over. And I have a video that's on, like, all how paint is made. I have all different colors of pigment. And that's basically it. Thanks.
This shows the different kinds of sharks that will mostly be specific to you. And this shows a shark, a fierce prowler, its mouth ringed with rapier-like teeth. This 4-foot North Atlantic sand shark prowls the warm, shallow waters, close to shore in search of food.
Frightening as it looks, it does not normally attack humans. But if it provoked, it can turn viciously on its tormentor. And this picture shows a blue shark rips flesh from a dead porpoise. Next, the shark may eat along the length of the body like a man chomping on the corn on the cob. And it shows how the blue shark is biting on the dead porpoise. It must have been killed by the blue shark attacking it. And it shows the different bites. And then over here, it has sharks listed by family. The most common ones: angel sharks, Day, Atlantic angel sharks, Pacific angel sharks, basking sharks, Ceratodontidae, basking shark, bull and head horn sharks, Herodontidae, a horn shark, Mexican horn shark, Port Jackson shark, carpet or nurse sharks, which live along the bottom and help other sharks that are smaller than it. I'm not going to even try to pronounce that word. A nurse shark, a webagon, and zebra sharks. Frilled sharks, frilled shark, mackerel sharks, limited day, a great white shark, longfin mako, poor beagle shark, salmon shark, and shortfin mako, bonito. Thresher sharks, L. pide, a big eye thresher, a common thresher, a small tooth thresher, whale sharks, Rhinodontidae, whale sharks, and megamouth, Megachismidae, a megamouth shark. And that is my report on sharks, and this is a clay model of a shark, and it shows the different fins. These are the gill openings where it breathes air molecules with water molecules. And this is the pectoral fin, which helps it swim along with the first dorsal fin, a pelvic fin, and a second dorsal fin. And this is a thresher shark, which is shown up here. And the top fin is bigger than the bottom fin. And that's my report.
That was formed several million years ago. A volcano was formed by a crack in the ground, and the lava can't shoot out, so it shoots out from the crack, and ashes shoot out with rocks and everything, like rocks and other stuff. And when that falls back down, it creates a cone. And the lava contains large quantities of gases, including steam. When the lava rises close to the ground, the gases escape. They push outward with great force, blowing a hole in the ground. Most of the world's volcanoes were formed several million years ago. Some have formed much recently. On February 20th, 1943, a farmer was plowing his field, and he saw steam coming out of the ground. Then 2 hours later, he saw big clouds of smoke everywhere, and it started shooting out lava and stuff. And about 15 BC, the Mediterranean Sea, the volcanic island there erupted. The explosive created another island, and this is the volcano. And the volcano is very dangerous because it shoots out lava. Lava is very hot. The lava pours out on the ground and hardens and makes a cone, and that's how a volcano is built. And this is a water volcano.
the water is pushed out when it's too hot. And this is a steam volcano. The water's trapped, and this is this lava. And when the lava makes the water too hot, it makes steam, and I'll make my volcano explode.
I did the poster right there, and it explains when you can get the rose and what season. And this is the outline of a rose. And this is a poster, and it shows steps that how you can how the rose can live longer in a vase. And right down there, I did a 3D, and it's the inside of the rose, and I made it out of clay. And I brought in some roses.
Sophistication of what was done by 12-year-old students is, I think, amazing. This science fair, if it was in a high school, I think people would be impressed. And I think all of the children did a magnificent job. Parents, let's give them these indications and appreciation for their efforts. So with the following students, please come up and receive their success card from Ms. Craig. Butler, Mark Hartwig, Jimmy Smith, Kelly McNeil, Adam Weixler, Dan Sweet. Please come on up. Let's give a nice hand. Come on up, Rebecca. Let's give her a nice hand. A second reward of excellence goes to Lisa Lippiello. Come on up, Lisa. And a reward of service in science goes to Lauren Groves. Come on up, Lauren. Honorable mention ribbons from Miss Craig. Lee Staffia, Kristen Walsh, Josh Michaud. Let's give them a nice hand. Also, Crystal McCracken, Carrie Sawyer, Megan Lojek, and Melanie Silva. Let's give them a nice hand. Awards go to Chris Sino, Paul Tabron, Allison Deacon, Vicki DeBellis. Come on up. Also getting honorable mention awards, Kara Irving, Janet Gustafson, and Anthony Lamoli. Receiving honorable mention, Randy Peach, Dan Tosio, Kenny Ward. Let's give them a nice hand. And Jackie Eldridge, Gina Chiramella, and Catherine Alfalillo. Come on up. You know, we just have to give something away and look at how many kids come up here, right? Okay, the next award awards that we want to hand out. And these are medals for quality of project. Medals for quality of project. There are 3 recipients of this award. Ralph Patterson, come on up, Ralph. Megan Berry, come on up, Megan. Samantha Beyond. And here comes Samantha. Over here, Samantha. Right in the front, come right through here. Here comes Samantha. Congratulations, Samantha. Congratulations. There you go. Receiving special prizes for their projects are the following 2 students. These special prizes go to the following. Timmy Flynn. Come on up, Timmy. Congratulations. And he's still showing off the experiment. Mark DiGiovanni. Mark DiGiovanni. Come on up, Mark. Now the next awards, over the last 3 days, all of the 6th graders had to present their projects to what we call a panel discussion. They had to present their project to their peers, and they were judged by a panel of 8th graders. These are the results of the judging of those presentations. 4th place. 4th place. We have 3 people in 4th place. Sean Hopner. Laura Wynn. Come on down, Laura. Come on, Nemo. The 3rd place finisher in this year's science fair for a project called Basic Computer Electronics. Shay Martin, come on up, Shay. The 2nd place winner for a project titled Relativity, Larry Byrne. Come on up, Larry. A 1st place finisher. And we do have a grand prize after this one, so. A 1st place finisher for a project on magnetism, Kenny Chin. Come on up, Ken. And the grand prize, as judged by the 8th grade panel for a project titled Biosphere 2, Mary Sutter. Come on up, Mary. I think if we all walk away this evening, if I may just please, if we all walk away this evening, not only being so proud of all the efforts of every single person here tonight, but I think if you walk out tonight and you realize that these kids supported each other's efforts the way they did, cause for one another. I think it shows a lot of credit to them as a 6th grade class. Let's give all these kids a nice round of applause. Now, one more presentation I want to make, and this presentation, I think, is the most important one of the evening. Everyone, please. Thank you. The science fair, before I make this presentation, I do want to acknowledge the efforts of a couple of people. The setup of this facility requires tremendous work during the day today. I'd like to just recognize and thank Mr. Olson and Mr. Harrington. They did a marvelous job helping us out. I'd like to thank them very much, wherever they are. They're here. Thanks, Kevin, Robert. Thank you very much. Now, this science fair, for those parents that had other children that know that there's a special person here in our school that always organizes these wonderful, wonderful events. It's her effort, her enthusiasm, her dedication to being an excellent teacher, an excellent mentor of your children, a lover of science and of teaching. I can't say enough, because your kids, love science. I think it shows. Let's have a wonderful round of applause for Miss Craig. Congratulations. All right, sir.